Alright, so this is from that bed. We harvested all of those. Some of them are a little strange, some are too big, but most of these were just perfect size. Look at all of those. We've already got a ton of radishes here, and we are only done one bed. Now I'm going to pull these. I want to pull everything else, and I'm actually, these over here have not bolted yet. I want to put those in my wagon, but everything else is going to the goats out of this one because these are not going to taste good. So we can see though what we got going on in here. Very nice. Should have worn gloves whenever I pull radishes. They make my hands very itchy. They actually have some type of I think it's like an acid in their leaves. I'm not for sure. Can't remember. I've looked it up before because some types of radishes. Oh, those are all nice. Those may still be okay. All of these on this side. These smaller ones have not bolted yet, so I can keep those. I'm going to go through here and get all the good ones first, and then I'll come back and harvest the so bolted means they've grown really tall and they are going to flower like this. Okay, so actually let me just show you this big one here. I don't want to take, but all the other, pull these that are bolted. Let's pull these out of the ground and put them. They get long and they just don't taste well, so that's going over here. That the goats are hollering in the background, as you can probably tell. Okay, those two are good ones. Once they get like that, not good. Some of these will go to the goats. These are good. See how short the leaves are on that? That's like perfect harvest size. I like radishes, the smaller the better. We have eaten off of these. I come out basically every evening and pick a couple for the next day to eat on. Truth be told, they're not any of our like favorite thing to eat. So yeah. Alright, here's another one that has bolted. See how long and weird it gets when it does that? That's going to the goats. Going to the goat. Save this one right here. It's very big. If I can. Underneath it though, there are little ones that I can still harvest. I'll give these away, feed them to the goats, you know, whatever. So, there's just so many. Like if it's that shape, don't want it. Probably taste horrible. Okay. So we're just keeping on going here. Radishes are amazing because they grow super quick and they are a very early thing to start. And planting something in your soil keeps your soil nice and loose and from getting super compacted. So I plant plenty, and we have, Lord only knows, we have enough animals around here that we are always needing some extra animal food. I have tons and tons of radish seeds, so when I have extra room, an early crop that can feed animals too, why not? Like those look great. We will keep as many of these as possible, give some to friends, and this is a great size. See how little that is? Kind of dark right here, but that's a good size. Okay, this is also a good size. Yeah, so all these smaller ones underneath are great. And it's just these bigger ones that, like this one, is going to definitely go to the goat. That one is a keeper. So with radishes, my point is the smaller the better in taste. We mainly just eat these in salads. We are not huge radish fans, period. Whoa, this guy is huge. Let's go and even get him out. There's like so many in this corner. That would definitely be way bigger than what I would like to eat. But that one is good. Alright, so here's the ones we just harvested. Let's add them to the wagon. Alrighty guys, so this is French breakfast radishes. These usually do a little bit better and they have not bolted. So I know we're going to have a ton of these, so let's get these pulled up as well. Okay, let's see these in here. Just going to reach in and start pulling them out. It's going to be a lot. I should have just brought, look at all of those. I mean, look at this, guys. This is amazing. I should have brought rubber bands out here and just rubber banded them into bundles like that as I harvest, but I didn't. So this is going to be a lot of, there we go. Alright. And pull the weeds as I go also, I guess. So we are ready to plant tomorrow. These, I think, are a much better tasting radish, in my opinion. Let me get this weed out of my way. Of the radishes, this is my preferred radish. It's the French breakfast radish. It's an heirloom variety. None of these have sent up anything that none of these have bolted, so I guess I'll be seed saving from any of these right now. But we are definitely not radish poor, guys. And one of the reasons why I like taking you along is that, like, see this one? This is a little big. That would not be very tasty. These smaller ones, way tastier. And so that if you've never grown a garden before, you can sort of see what the preferred size is to harvest. If you've never harvested radishes or grown radishes before, see, that's about as big as my thumb. It's a good eating size. So yeah. And also, so you can see just how much food you can grow in one small space. This is, alright, there's a handful of the French breakfast radishes so that you can see the difference between what a French breakfast radish looks like. It's long, has white at the bottom, it's more pink at the top. It's more of a pink purple color. These are, I think these are purple globe top radishes. Honestly, I don't remember. My goodness. I know it's a radish. I will look that up. Okay, so here is our radishes. That is all radishes as you look through there. My goodness, some of them are big, and this isn't even the ones that I have specifically to feed the goats. So you can tell underneath there just more radishes and more radishes and more radishes. It's crazy how many radishes that is from there, here, and one more side. That's just like a little size. So so that would be equal to 1 18-foot row of radishes if I were to just have planted them in a straight space. That is crazy. Okay, so isn't it lovely out? Like this sort of like golden hour time. So the next thing that I need to get out of my way are these mustard greens, and as I already said, they have all bolted, so they're going to taste very bitter. So I'm not going to be able to use these for me, but these are going to become animal food. And if I wanted to, I could do a chop and drop method, which is where I chop these off at the root and then chop it up into little pieces and sprinkle it around as a mulch over my beds. They would slowly break down. The nutrients from this plant would go back into the soil, feeding my soil and the microbes and all of that, and also creating a nice mulch to hold in the water. I don't think that I'm going to do that right now with these, because I actually don't have a lot of even empty space that needs this, except for right where they are, which I could just literally keep a few, like a little bit of this back and do the chop and drop. But I think we have just some hungry goats over there, and I think maybe, okay, so we are just going to pull some of these up and feed it to the goats. Maybe we can get the baby goats to come over here. We have one very, very pregnant goat. Oh goodness. These really aren't going to want to pull up. I may have to chop these up. Alrighty, so they are really tight in there, but I also don't want to disrupt my peas. So we're going to try to just loosen the soil here a little bit, just enough so I can pull these up a little bit easier. Alrighty, so while it is a bummer that I'm not going to get to eat some greens because I love greens and pinto beans, it is a bummer, not gonna lie. It is a bummer to not be able to eat these. Makes me feel a little less sad knowing that the goats are going to have a really nice little treat. Alright, so here is 1/2 of it. Let's take it to the goats. See if we can get the baby goats over here. Come on! Come on! Come on! Here's one. Here comes the other one. I mean, does life get any cuter than that? So cute. So the babies can't eat this really yet, but they still get interested in what mom is doing and excited over. And here comes the very, very pregnant Karen, who will probably bully everybody. She should be due anytime, but I've been saying that for 2 weeks now. So yeah. Even the little duck wants to come get something to eat. Come on! Come on, chickies! The chickens are out of our coop because we had crazy wind, which blew our chicken coop top around and allowed the chickens to get out. So my project tomorrow is to, oh goodness, and we have roosters that are fighting. So my project tomorrow is to secure my cute coop top. As you can see, like back there is kind of like a tarp top, and that just catches wind under it. So we have got to secure that better. Yeah. I've got some more. Who wants more? So Belle over there is the fainting goat. They will bully her. So I try to toss some somewhere separate so she can have some. That's her baby that is black. Looks just like mom. And then that little one right there. Her mom is the one with a white leg. Don't think I'm going to feed all of these to them tonight because I'm sort of afraid that it might be too much at a time. So I'm just going to give them a little treat here and there with these over the next few days so that they don't eat too much all at once. Alrighty, so there is the rest of the greens I just pulled up. Definitely not going to feed all those to the goats right this second, but we will feed it to them. I'll feed them a little bit more tonight. Then I'll give them the rest tomorrow so they don't get a bellyache. Alright, there's our finished harvest of radishes. All in about the size of one raised bed space. Just 3 little rows where I grew them on the outskirts of my, look how big some of those are. And they just keep going, they're all in there. Look at this guy. radishes for me to go sort through and figure out what to do with all of these radishes. This is after everything that we have eaten already. Wow. So now that I've pulled all these, I've got to do something with them. Even if they're just left out for a little while, they will not be very tasty anymore. So I break off the tops. We'll separate those out, and I will also cut that part off or break it off if it'll just break off, and then we will wash these. We'll just add them to bowls. Still cutting radishes. It's getting dark. Had the kids come sit out here and talk to me, and we're not even halfway done, and it's a lot of radishes. Somebody should definitely remind me to not plant so many radishes next time. But we are just continuing. I haven't even washed them yet. We're just still cutting off the tops. Yeah. Radishes. I think that one's too big.